Hello, everybody. We are just going to take one moment, make sure everyone is in. We can get switched over from our student panel to our tour. Alrighty. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Kayla Majori. I am one of the admissions counselors here at Canisius. I am joined by our lead student ambassador, Rose Neville, who is going to be taking you on this virtual campus tour today. As we work through this session, if you guys have questions, please feel free to utilize that Q&A feature down at the bottom of our screen. So Rose, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and get started?
Hi everyone, like Kayla said, my name is Rose Neville. I'm a graduating senior at Canisius. A little bit about myself is I am a special education major with concentrations in English as well as early childhood and middle school extensions. So that just means I'm going to be certified to teach K through 9th grade. I will be attending Canisius on Monday for graduate school, so I'm not really going anywhere. I'm so excited to give you the virtual tour today. We're going to be walking through campus and making stops at each building. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Our first stop today is going to be at Lyons Hall, which is the home of our graduate as well as undergraduate admissions office. We also do have classes that take place in Lyons Hall, but to the right of Lyons, we have our village townhouses, which is all apartment styled. So you do get your own room, and then you share a common room, a bathroom, and a little kitchen area with a roommate. We have our political science, digital media arts, and communication classes that do take place within Lyons Hall. Right when you walk into Lyons, you will see on the right our undergraduate admissions office. I highly recommend coming in here at the first chance you get to meet your admissions counselors. Just stop in, ask any questions you might have. They are always so helpful and eager to meet you and get to talk. Right outside these glass doors, we do have our theater. We put on multiple different productions throughout the entire school year, so it's a great opportunity to stop in and see what's going on in there. We also have our broadcasting studio located in Lyons. So we actually have Griff TV, which the students will work right in here and produce our show live for you. You will see as we continue on our tour today in Lyons, or on campus, that we have multiple hands-on learning experiences, and we take a really good hands-on approach to learning. So you'll see that as we continue. We have just some pictures really quick. I do want to say that you are able to, at any time, go and look at all these pictures online, but this is still of Lyons. This is just a better view. My favorite event, this is our theater, is Griff Fest, and that happens at the end of the year in the back of Lyons. Students all gather and celebrate the end of the year. As we continue walking, I do want to point out Monante on our left. So Monante is a larger space that we use as students to come together and just have events. Our Residence Hall Association, as well as our Student Programming Board, they put on so many events throughout the entire school year. One of my favorite is Canisius Royals, where they get to crown Mr. or Mrs. Canisius. It's always a great time. You go with your friends. And then another amazing event that we had this year was Josh Peck. If you remember him from Drake and Josh, he actually came to campus, and I actually got to meet him and eat chicken wings with him at Duff's, which was really cool. So they're always doing things on campus to get students to come together and just enjoy the experience on campus. But they also have academic events in there as well. I've gotten to listen to some pretty cool authors come and speak. So there's always something going on campus. So you definitely want to go to as many events as possible. We are going to be crossing Main Street right here, but I do want to point out very quickly that we do have multiple metro stops throughout campus. It's really a great opportunity to go downtown, get some restaurants, go to sports events, but most importantly, to go to those internship opportunities that are located right within our own city. So as we continue walking, you'll notice that we do have some houses located right on our campus. Students tend to call this off campus, but it's directly located on our campus. It's mostly juniors and seniors who live in these houses. We're a very safe community. We are the second safest neighborhood. Public safety is constantly patrolling our campus and making sure we are safe. You will notice in the picture we have our blue light system. So you press the blue light and the button will dispatch a public safety officer within 60 seconds. They also are just going to stop you and say hi and let you know how you're doing. They get to know you pretty easily. It's a very small campus, like I was saying. We are going to head into Science Hall. Science Hall is mostly our computer science, statistics, as well as physics classes. I actually never thought I would end up having a class in Science Hall as an education major, but I've had multiple in this building, and it's one of my favorite buildings because it is so modern, and we'll see when we enter it, it's very up to date and just new looking. On our left-hand side, we do have our mailroom. So if you're a big Amazon Prime person like I am and you ship all your package directly to you, you will get an email from the mailroom saying it's ready to pick up, and you don't even have to really do anything. They just tell you it's ready and you walk over and grab it. And you can also ship out mail. Students also, if you live on campus, will get a mailbox all 4 years. So you can get any letters or any like magazines you might get sent to you right to Canisius. So it's really easy. You'll notice in Science Hall that it's a very open space for studying. It's very quiet, and it's designed so that once you're in this building, you really don't have to leave it if you have multiple classes in this building. So we do have our science cafe that includes Starbucks as well. It is a part of the meal plan, which we will talk about a little bit more when we go to the dining hall. So in this building, you're able to get any wrap, salad, sandwich, fruit cup, anything you could possibly want, and also Starbucks as well. So it's definitely like, I never feel like I have to leave. And when I'm in this building, I come here multiple times because the food is so good. As we continue walking, you will see we have our living wall on the left, and then this doorway right here is our pre-medical office. So if you are interested in adding a pre-med track to your major, this is where you're going to go to be able to answer any of those questions about doing that. In this building, we also have our ESPN3 studio. So we do broadcast all of our D1 sports right on campus, and this is a great opportunity to get involved with on campus because you're going to be using the equipment and learning very hands-on. I'm going to show you really quick when we come up to our next stop, some more pictures of the ESPN3 Center. Right in here, we do have a larger space for students to just hang out, study in between classes, eat. It's a quiet space on an average day, so I will actually come here pretty often and just practice my presentations before class because you can connect your computer to those TV screens. But sometimes we do have events that take place in here. And sometimes we have small ones with guest speakers, but sometimes we have our Griff Fair in here, which is a great opportunity for any freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior to come and just do some talking with the employers in the city and kind of market yourself and get your name out there so that when you are applying for jobs in the future, they know who you are, you know the companies, you know the different places you can go. And then we also have a little more of a social event for students called Griffmas, which takes place at the end of our fall semester. And I love this event. This is probably one of my favorite events in fall, just because it has all of our clubs that come together and they have different activities, they have crafts, they have games, all the free food you can imagine, music, and then we all just kind of celebrate the end of our school year. If you notice in this building, right where these windows are located, right past that is our parking garage. So you are able to have a car on campus as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Anyone can have a car on campus. And what I love about our parking garage is that it's connected to this building. So it's a common theme here at Canisius that you really want to avoid those Buffalo winter storms. So we do have a tunnel system located on main campus, which I'll point out in a second. But the parking garage connects to this building, so you don't even have to go outside, which is a very common theme on campus to avoid those storms. As we head outside, we will be walking down Main Street to get to the Kessler Athletic Center. But I want to point out really quickly that on our right-hand side, we have Forest Lawn Cemetery. So I actually love going to the space and being able to walk around. It's very relaxing. A lot of students will utilize this space to go on walks and runs. This year, me and my roommate actually made it like a weekly thing where we went on walks together because we were always just like, we're seniors, so we're like stressing out about what comes next, and we're like, let's just go on a walk. So it's really nice to have this space right here, right, pretty much located on our campus, to just go and relax and hang out with friends and take a walk. Like I was saying, we have multiple metro stops, so you're going to utilize that to get to your internships, to go to watch our hockey team play down at the Harbor Center, and to just go eat local Buffalo food. Towards the right of the athletic center, we have our Delavan townhouses. Those are similar to Village in the sense you get your own room. In Delavan, you'll have 3 other roommates, a little common area, a bathroom that you share with one other person, and then also a kitchen area. So they're very similar, kind of apartment style living. I definitely, when I lived in Village, felt like I had my own apartment and I felt like I was older moving up from like the dorms. It was a cool experience. So we are heading over to our athletic center now. As we walk into the main entrance, I do want to point out when you are standing right here, if you were to go down these stairs and to the right, we do have some classrooms that take place with classes in there. That's going to be primarily for our sports and exercise healthcare majors or our physical education majors. So you can have classes right in this building. We do have our equipment room where you are able to check out equipment. You're able to check out like basketballs, volleyballs, anything like that. And students really often do this, especially when it's nice outside and in the quad, you all hang out and you just play games of stuff. And it's just a nice experience to be able to just go and get the equipment right on campus and not really have to like pay for anything. I also wanted to point out very quickly that we have our gym. So this is actually where your freshman orientation will take place. So your first moments at Canisius are going to take place right in the gym. And then as a graduating senior after 4 years, you will have your commencement ceremony also in the gym. So it's kind of like that full circle moment where you start and finish in the gym. Obviously, our D1 basketball team does play in the basketball court, but at any time when they're not playing, you can stop in here and just play a game of basketball with your friends. A lot of people do that. We also have our fitness room located in the athletic center. You can stop in here and work out. We also have, which we'll see in a little bit, a brand new fitness center in Palisano. So let's see. You can check out any of these photos at any time as well. So if you want to get more access to these photos, if I'm going through too quickly or something like that, feel free at any time to just check out these photos. We also have our pool, which has open swim hours when the D1 swimmers aren't using the pool. So if you are thinking you're never going to go swimming in Buffalo, well, we do have a pool that you have access to open pool hours. All right. So coming up, we have our athletic training office. So all of our D1 athletes get rehabilitation right here on campus. So our athletic training office will work on the students who were injured during playing their game or something like that. And it's a really great experience because it gets to connect the athletes with the athletic training students who are going to help them. And so you're getting pretty much an experience working in there and actually doing what you would do out in your field. So pretty much, if you haven't noticed already, there's so many opportunities to get immersed within your major on campus and really get those experiences hands-on. So as we exit, we are headed to Demske Field. So this is where our D1 women's and men's soccer team plays, lacrosse, softball, and baseball. I highly recommend, especially as your first year, to come to as many games as possible because it's a really great way to meet people and it's just really showing school spirit. Those are some of my favorite memories, going to the basketball games, going to the soccer games. It's just a great time. So since we have gone all the way to the CAC, I want to point out really quickly on the map where we are located. So I'm just going to pull this up really quickly. So we are here at Demske Field. We just left the Kessler Athletic Center. And when we were walking over from Main Street, it probably seems like it's a pretty far walk because you're not walking it yourself, but it honestly is about an 8-minute walk. So we started for all of campus. We started right at Lions, which is here, and we walked all the way down Main Street, stopped in Science Hall, and then went to the Athletic Center. It's about an 8-minute walk, and we do have shuttle services. So if you don't want to do the walk when it's cold outside, you don't have to. But it's definitely not a bad walk at all. And you're really never coming from the two farthest ends anyway. So this little section that we're going to right now, we're heading over to the library next, but right here, this is called main campus. So a lot of students will say, oh, I don't want to leave main campus, when in reality, it's just crossing the street right here. So it's really not bad. We are going to head over to the library next, but I just wanted to give you a quick little overview. Okay. So as we walk up to the library, I want to point out that we have Bagan Hall. This is where we're going to go for any financial aid services. You're going to go to pick up your parking pass there. This is also where President Hurley's office is located. And then we also have Churchill Tower right over here. So this is where you're going to go for any of your professor's office hours. I highly recommend, whether you have an A in the class or not, to stop in and meet your professors and just talk with them one-on-one. It's a very small campus. Our average class size is 17. So they're going to get to know you, but it looks really good when you walk in and you meet them and you introduce yourself and you ask those questions one-on-one. They don't want you to struggle in their class. They want you to come see them. I've never had a professor who will let you like slip and do poorly. They're always helping you. If you can't meet during their office hours, they're going to do whatever it takes to meet with you. I've had to do phone calls with professors and then meet them at a different time. They really just want you to do well. So this is where you're going to go for most of their offices. Also in Churchill, we do have on the second floor, a lecture hall designed classrooms. By lecture hall, I do not mean you are going to have like 300 people in your classroom. It's stadium style seating, but it's really just used as a larger space for students to have class. The largest class I've ever had is about like 25 to 27 students. So very one-on-one class style. As we walk into the library, I do want to mention that what you're seeing right now is the first floor, but there's 3 floors to the library. So this is like the social floor. This is where you're going to go when you can work on homework, but you also want to have a conversation with people. I never thought coming to college that I'd spend like 80% of my time hanging out in the library. You just end up meeting people in the library, working on stuff together, especially your freshman year. And it's kind of like the library is your home for the next 4 years. Whether you're commuting or a resident on campus, you really do hang out in that library. The floor above this one is the quiet floor. I never went to the quiet floor until I was a senior studying for my certification exams. And now I will say the quiet floor is definitely something you should go to way before your senior year of college. If you open a bag of chips or spill something, people look at you like you're nuts because they're like, you're being so loud, when realistically you're not. That's how quiet it is. And the floor beneath this one is a typical library setting. You can talk at a whisper. When you are talking, it's probably about academics, where on this floor, you're going to be asking people like, are you going to the dining hall or to Iggy's for dinner tonight? So there's always something going on in the library. Any type of learning style you need, you can get it in the library. We have amazing librarians. They'll help you check out any type of book you might need. If we don't have a specific book you're looking for, we are a part of New York Connect, so they're going to be able to get that book to you within 48 hours. I'm going to show you some 360 pictures really quick of the library so that you really feel the environment that it is. So pretty much any learning style you need, whether you want to sit like over here with your friends or at a table with a computer, we have it. 50% Mac, 50% PC. So whatever way you prefer, we have it for you. So just a quick little overview of the library. We do have glass boxes. That is my personal favorite way to study in the library. I'm going to show you those really quickly up close. So these are the glass boxes. I love this. You just go onto your Canisius portal and you reserve one. It's completely free. You just reserve it from 30 minutes to 3 hours, and you're able to work on group projects, maybe practice a presentation before class. I'm an education major, so I loved going into these class boxes with my classmates and just practice teaching. You can connect your laptop to the TV screens located in these boxes. If you can see that. And you can get any of the cords you need from the librarians. So anything you're going to need to work in here, you are going to have all the equipment. You just check it out really quickly. We also have our quick print stations. So you get $15 in printing money every single semester, which when I say it, it doesn't sound like a lot, but as a graduating senior, I probably still have like $30 of print money just rolling over. So you're never going to run out. Everything is pretty much digital now. Professors are very awesome they post everything on D2L, which is our platform for submitting assignments and stuff. And then they just put up a Dropbox and you hand in your assignments. Sometimes they're even like, you can just share it with me on Google Docs if that's easier. So I've had that both situations. So you're never going to run out of printing money. If you want to print every handout they give you online, you totally can too. It's however you learn. Here's some more photos of the library. So yeah, these are just different seating styles. So whatever you prefer, we have it for you. I honestly spend so much time in the library that it sounds crazy, but like I would go from like 10 a.m. to like 5 p.m. on a Saturday, and you're probably like, why? But it's actually fun to hang out in the library with your friends now. Another awesome thing about our library is if you're from Buffalo or somewhere that has Tim Hortons, you're going to be excited because we have Tim Hortons right in our library. So you don't have to leave like to go get your 7th coffee of the day when you're studying for your exams. It is a part of our meal plan, and then you can also use normal cash and card. So whatever you need a quick pick-me-up, we have Tim Hortons located right in our library. So we are going to exit the library really quickly. We also have Tim Hortons located on the outside of the library. So in case you're leaving and you are like, oh my gosh, I need one more coffee to get me through the day, you can get it on your way back to campus. As we walk up this hallway, I'll quickly point out we have some photos from our students who traveled abroad for photography. So we are entering Old Main. I love Old Main. I've had a lot of my classes located in Old Main, and one of the reasons why it's my favorite is because it is connected to our tunnels. So when you live in the dorms, or you're in the library, or you're in the student center, or in the dining hall, wherever you are on campus, main campus, you can get to your class from the tunnels and not even have to go outside. So you'll see a lot of times our resident students who live on campus, it will be like -2 outside and we'll be in shorts and a t-shirt because we didn't have to go outside. So we have our financial market lab located on the left, which I'll talk about more in a second, but located on the 3rd floor of Old Main, we have our tutoring center, and then located in the tunnels of Old Main, we have our Griff Center. So within our financial markets lab, we have our Golden Griffin Fund, and this is where primarily our finance majors get to invest real Canisius money into the stocks. I always walk past, I have nothing to do with this major, but I always walk past this lab and love peeking in and kind of just seeing what they're doing because I find it very interesting, and they're always looking like they're working very hard. So like I said multiple times, this is just another opportunity for getting very involved in your major hands-on. We have state-of-the-art equipment located in here, so you're going to get practice using that. We have our Griff Center, like I said, located in the tunnels. So this is where you're going to go to pretty much stop in and ask any question you might have. If they don't handle it directly in this office, they're going to get you access to the people that do handle that. But they pretty much handle everything. So if you need any help with anything, come to the Griff Center. I always loved stopping in and thinking like my life was over and I was a mess, and them just sitting me down and giving me a cookie. Yes, they always have cookies and they always have candy. And they just calm you down and reassure you that you are fine. They've had to tell me multiple times, Rose, you are fine. So this is just a quick little peek into this office. They meet with every freshman at the end of your first semester, and they're kind of like your mom. They sit you down and they're like, so how was your first semester? And they don't ask you anything they don't already know the answer to. So do not lie to them and say you're doing well in all your classes when you're like, maybe they know you're not doing well in all your classes. So they pretty much are going to get you on the right track if you need any help with anything. But they're there to help you. They're not here to like scare you or anything like that. They're great. I love that office. And then we also have our tutoring center. So this is where you're going to go if you maybe need some extra help outside of like office hours or outside of class time. You can stop in pretty much whenever you want and just get the help you need for that class. There'll be a student who's in there helping monitor like who's here for what. You swipe in, you pick the class you're there for. What's really nice about that is when you do swipe in, they are able to then email your actual professor that you take class with and let them know like, okay, this is what so-and-so was struggling with, and we talked about this subject and then they mastered it. So you don't need to go over that with them when you meet with them. It's just a great way to stay linked with your professor and get that help you need. And that's located in Old Main as well. So we are going to head out now into our quad. This is kind of like the heart of campus. So this is like everyone will, when it's nice out, emerge from the tunnels, and sometimes you'll have students who will bring their dog on campus and you're just so excited because you're like, finally I'm going outside. Sometimes people will be out here having like picnics and working on homework. I've been so lucky to have class out in the quad multiple times as a student at Canisius, which is amazing. Every time the professor's like, you meet in class and then they're like, okay, it's nice outside, we're going outside. So I've just loved having that experience, and it's so quiet out in the quad and you can connect to Wi-Fi. On our left we have Loyola Hall, and then on our right we have Horan O'Donnell. That's going to be like where our chemistry classes take place, as well as we have like labs in there. As we continue walking, we will see our St. Peter Canisius statue. And as we continue walking to the right, we have our student center. So in the student center on like the top floor, you have like larger rooms that clubs will put on events. They always have our club fair in the beginning of every fall semester for our freshmen. And that's definitely go. That's when you're going to be able to meet all of our clubs, and they're so excited to meet you, and they'll give you like free pens and stuff like that. And you get to talk to the people who are on e-board or just in the club, and they get to tell you about the club, and you'll be able to see what clubs you want to join. I highly recommend to get involved in as many things as possible on campus. It's really great to get involved because you have class with like the same people for 4 years. So having friends from all different walks of life and all different areas of the campus is a really great experience. I definitely didn't believe people when they told me that. And then as a graduating senior, I look back and I'm like, I wouldn't have met them unless I joined that club. And now they're one of my best friends. So definitely get involved. Our student center also has our dining hall located on the first floor of it. So we're going to stop into the dining hall very quickly. And I'm going to point out some pictures and then explain meal plans and the different stops. But this is just a quick 360 view of our dining hall. As you can see, it's very spacious. And then breakfast and dinner are all you can eat, and then lunch is you go to one station. So we always have our salad bar with different toppings. We always have soup. We have our drink station over here. And then we have our carved and crafted sub station. So this is where they're going to make like handcrafted subs with your toppings right on it. It's kind of like Subway. Then we have our grill station. This is like everyone's favorite station probably because it has chicken fingers, french fries, onion rings, all those stuff that's like good for you but bad for you, that type of food. And then we have our vegan station located right over here. So this is going to be a completely vegan station, but a little funny story really quickly is I didn't listen to my tour guide on my tour apparently, and I didn't know it was a vegan station. And the first time I went, I was with all my friends and they were like, oh, like you're a vegan? And I was like, no. And I could not tell the difference. It was so good that I couldn't tell that I was eating like vegan, and I'm not vegan. So I highly recommend, even if you're not a vegan, to try this station. It's like one of my favorites. And then we have our pizza and pasta station. So our Italian station. So how the meal plan works is as a freshman, if you live on campus, you will have a meal plan. So you get approximately 200 meal blocks and then $375 in gift bucks. So the bucks work like kind of like a gift card. So you just keep swiping it until you run out. And then the blocks you're going to use at anything that's like Canisius owned. So like your dining hall, Iggy's. And then you're going to want to save your gift bucks for Tim Hortons, because trust me, you're going to go to Tim Hortons a lot more than you think. Really quickly, I want to point out some pictures. So in the dining hall, we have different events at the end of the semester that do happen. My favorite is midnight breakfast. And yes, it sounds like what it is, midnight breakfast. So at the end of finals, once you think, oh my gosh, like I'm finally done, you actually get to have midnight breakfast with all your friends, and it's like $1 to go or one meal block if you're a resident. And they have music, they have like all you can eat food, and it's just a great celebration of the end of semester. So everywhere on campus, there's usually something going on, so you want to make sure you're checking out like what's going on campus pretty frequently, because there's always an event. Those are just some more pictures of our dining hall. So we are going to head over to Frisch Hall, which is our freshman dorm. We have 2, Bosch and Frisch. You do not have to worry about which one you get assigned to, because they are mirror images of one another and they're completely identical. So really quickly, if we look on the map right here, we have Bosch and then we have Frisch. So they are separated in the middle by Palisano. So once we enter Frisch Hall, so for freshmen, you can have a suite style room, a double or a single. This is a suite style. So when you walk in, you have that common room in the middle, and then on either side, there is your room. So this would be you and one other person on both sides. I will say that I've lived in pretty much every possible type of room, and they're all great experiences. There's not one that I preferred over the other, so don't worry about like what you end up picking. Let's see some more pictures. So this is our Frisch Hall common area. So when you get off the elevator or the stairs, you see the common room. So how it's split up is the floors are co-ed, so they're co-ed floors, but not co-ed wings. So on one side of this will be boys, and on the other side will be girls. We have 2 RAs on every single floor. They are there to help you with anything you might need. My RA my freshman year, I was really close with her and she was amazing. And that's pretty much everyone's experience on campus. The RAs are pretty much like your big sister and your big brother. They're there to hang out with you, but they're also there to keep you in line. They put on multiple events throughout the entire semester, but especially the first 2 weeks of moving in, they do an amazing job at like having pizza parties and game nights, because they want you to feel like a community. And I have lived on all of the different like possible living situations at campus, and I've always felt like such a community feel on every floor I've lived on. So you don't have to worry about that. I definitely really had a great experience in the dorms, and I had great RAs who would have breakfast for you ready after you register for your classes on like 7:30 on a Tuesday morning. So they do a great job. And then this is just some pictures of our dorms. So if you have a double, it's you and one other person sharing the space. So these are just, you can decorate it pretty much however you want. Obviously, don't bring anything that's a fire hazard, no candles, anything like that. Trust me, you don't want to have that and then have an accident. So decoration wise though, like I just always tell people less is more, because something that's really great as a freshman that you don't realize you only have your freshman year is they actually bring you all your stuff up for you on move-in day. So you don't realize how hard it is to like bring up all your stuff until you move out in May. So that's why I say less is more. And you can definitely like change the way the room is set up. These are just some pictures of what people did. But when you walk in, like you can change the way your bed is and where you put everything. So you make it your own space. So Palisano is what splits up Frisch and Bosch. So they are completely identical to one another, like I was saying, so don't worry. I actually like didn't really know that And because both my parents actually went to Canisius and they lived in Bosch. So if you are in one dorm, you tend to love that dorm with your whole heart. And there is a little bit of rivalry between Bosch and Frisch. So when I actually moved into Frisch, my mom kept like telling me like, oh, you live in Frisch, like Bosch is like for life. And I was like, oh no, like, am I in the bad dorm? And then I became a tour guide. And like, one of the first things they tell you is Bosch and Frisch are completely identical to one another. So I kind of let my mom get in my head and think that Bosch was better, but that's just because she lived there. And the rivalry is real. So we do have Palisano in the middle. There's so much going on in Palisano. We have on the first floor now our fitness center, which was brand new. And then we also in the tunnels have our esports lab. So esports is going to be our club team where you get to compete with other schools who have esports at like a MAC division level. So it's a really great opportunity if you are interested in this, and it's located in the tunnels of Palisano. And then we have some just more pictures. Then we have our fitness center. So this is all brand new this year. It's located in Palisano, which you can connect to through those tunnels. So you don't even have to go outside anymore to work out. They listen to us on campus, and they give us what we want. And it's just funny because a lot of people would walk to the athletic center and complain about the walk to the athletic center, which is funny because you're going to work out, but you don't want to walk there. So now you don't even have to walk anywhere to go work out. You just go down the stairs in the tunnels and you have your gym. These are some pictures from when they were still building, so it's updated now. Just another picture of Palisano. And then on the top floor of Palisano, we have Iggy's, which is our late night dining option. So it is part of that meal plan I was talking about. So the dining hall opens at 7 a.m. and closes at 7 p.m. And then Iggy's opens at 6 p.m. and closes at 11 p.m. So it's our late night option. So you might have like a class that starts at 4 and goes to like 7, and then you miss the dining hall and you're like, where am I going to go to eat? Iggy's. Iggy's has pretty much any food option you can imagine. Chicken fingers, hamburgers, subs, pastas, salads, like literally everything. Their Oreo milkshake is the best, and I promise you that. And it's part of the meal plan, or you can use cash and card if you're a commuter. So we are going to stop into Dugan, which is primarily our sophomore building, but you can live there as a junior or a senior. We actually call this Hotel Canisius. It's like a joke with students because it's literally like living in a fancy hotel. It is so pretty. So this is just our lounge in Dugan. So this is going to be like your little common space to hang out. Both in Dugan and in the freshman dorms, you have an area to hang out, and you also have an area to cook, because right over here we have our kitchen, and we also have a kitchen in Bosch and Frisch as well. So something that's different about Dugan in the freshman dorms, so in the freshman dorms, you do go down into the tunnels to do your laundry. But it's super easy. It's not coin operated or anything like that. And we still have something called Laundry View, which I didn't use for like the longest time. And then I realized how convenient it was to have. So definitely use it. You log on and you can see all the machines that are available. So you don't have to question with, you can do your laundry at that time. It also reminds you when your laundry is ready. I highly recommend using it because don't make the same mistakes I did and leave your laundry in the laundry room all day through your classes, through dinner. I went to the mall. I even left campus and left my laundry in the laundry room. But luckily, we have really nice people on campus, and my laundry was actually folded for me because someone probably felt really bad for me. So you don't have to worry. No one's actually really going to like touch your stuff. This was just someone who was like really nice and was like, this poor girl left her laundry here all day. But in Dugan, we have our laundry rooms on every single floor. So right in this doorway right here, you would have access to the laundry room. And then our style of living in Dugan is all suite styled. So you can have either a common room suite or a bathroom suite, and you get to choose what you prefer. I lived in Dugan and I had the suite style, and it was really nice because you just had that extra space to kind of hang out. And then if you don't have the bathroom suite, you have the shared bathrooms on the floors. This is just the double side of the suite. So this is you and one other person sharing the room. As you can see, it's a very spacious. You do get a lot of space in these rooms. And then right out here is that common room area. And then on the other side would be another suite, the exact same size. And let's just check out some photos really quick. So here's a better picture of that kitchen area. What I love about in Dugan and in Frisch is everyone on the floor kind of gets to hang out, and you'll have nights like on the weekends when you can relax and stuff where you're like, oh, do you want to have like a baking night or like watch a movie, or you watch like the Bills games? That's a big thing you do on the floors. And you just hang out in this area with your friends and you get to meet everybody, and you really do, like, from other floors people will join you, and you really do get to meet so many people just in the common room. All right. So our next stop is going to be our chapel. So we're going to head over there. So our chapel is located right in the middle of the quad. So it's kind of like as you're walking, this is what you're leading up to is our chapel. I love being able to at night, students will play piano in the chapel, and I love walking through the quad at night, and it will be really dark and you'll hear someone playing the piano, and it's just like a relaxing moment when you're walking to your dorm room after doing like 7 hours of studying for an exam. But our campus ministry on campus does a really great job at having different events, and then having different retreats that you can do. So I actually participated in Kairos and Manresa, and I highly recommend everyone doing these opportunities. So you get to go on these retreats, and I can't tell you too much about it, and you'll be able to really, it's person based. So like they really get to just explore what you like, and you get to meet people and you learn a lot about yourself. So I highly recommend going on these retreats. And then we also have some service trips opportunities where you will actually be able to either give back to our community right in Buffalo, or you can travel to different countries and actually go into their communities and help them as well. So if you're looking to give back and also travel, campus ministry is the place for you. So once we go into the chapel, this is just a 360 view of it. We do have Sunday service every single week, and I do want to say that we have something called Blessing of the Brains that is a really great, if you're going to go, it's really great because they relax you right before your exams. It's right before exam week, and it's called Blessing of the Brains, and it just gives you some confidence for the rough week you have ahead of you doing exams. Like I was saying, students will play pianos in here, and it's a really great relaxing thing to hear on your way back to the dorm rooms. You also will sometimes catch people in here at night, and it's very quiet obviously in here, and students will at night when they're studying, maybe they were too distracted in the library, or they don't want to go to their dorm room because they're just going to fall asleep or watch Netflix, students will actually come in here and study. So this is another space where you could actually study. You'll notice on campus there's so many different places at night you can go to, and it's really quiet, and you're able to just study and have a peaceful moment before you go to bed. Our last little thing I want to show you on tour today is our Buffalo skyline. So I want to point this out because when you are on campus, you feel like you are in your own little bubble. Like Canisius has all the benefits of the city right out you can see it right out on the skyline. We have all the benefits of the city, but you are just kind of immersed in your own day-to-day life on campus, and you kind of like have this peaceful like feeling when you're on campus that you forget you're in the city pretty often. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. You have your own little space here, but you also have all the benefits of the city right out there. And we have so many students who take internship opportunities out in the city and then come back to campus, and it's just a really nice place to live, honestly. So I want to thank you for joining the virtual tour. I am so happy I got to give it to you today. And if you have any questions, obviously you can contact anyone in the admissions office.
All right, thank you so much, Rose. We want to go ahead and thank you all for attending our very first Canisius College virtual spring open house. I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing from many members of the Canisius community today and were able to learn much more about the endless opportunities for you to excel at Canisius. If you want to rewatch any of our sessions or feel like you might have missed anything today, the video recordings are going to be posted in the coming few days. Best of luck as you finish your academic school year, and we hope to welcome you back onto campus very soon. Stay well, and as always, go Griffs. Do you guys have any final questions? Do not hesitate to reach out to the admissions office or your direct admissions counselor. Thanks again, guys. Have a great weekend.